to glorify Goddess Yamuna Devi. I am audible, Mataji? Volume is okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Correct. The PowerPoint you can see, no, Mataji?
Yes,
And
Mataji.
you can. Okay. Correct. So we all know there are India is blessed with so many rivers, holy places, holy temples, everything. So out of that many rivers, the 7 rivers are very important, as mentioned in the scriptures, and there is a verse in the scriptures mentioned. So this sloka we recite almost every day while we fill water for taking bath, and while we fill water for doing archamanam and all. So Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. So among these 7 rivers mentioned, the first 2, Ganga and Yamuna, are considered most holy rivers. Like that, all the scriptures, they glorify both Ganga and Yamuna. Profusely they glorify. So here, so by reciting this sloka, we actually invoke all the rivers into the water we use. And the benefits of bathing in river Yamuna, that is also, both in while bathing in Ganga and bathing in Yamuna, they give us so many merits. But here, from the devotee's point of view, because when we consider from the Brajavasis, the devotion, that point of view, Yamuna is considered for us. Yamuna is important than the river Ganga. So when we say like that, we are not by any means we are degrading or demeaning Ganga Devi. That also we have to understand. The next one will say what are all the benefits of bathing in river Yamuna. So whoever takes bath in river Yamuna, he will never see Yamaloka. That means Yamadutas will not touch us only. And for that we will see in the later section, we'll see how Yamuna Devi got this type of benedictions and all we will be seeing. And it destroys, we have accumulated so many janmas, millions and millions of sins we have accumulated. So all these sins will be eradicated by taking bath. So, and we attain all type of material prosperities also. And it relieves us from the cycle of birth and death, that is, relieves us from the samsara sagara. And more importantly, it brings everyone to Krishna's lotus feet. The river brings everyone to Krishna's lotus feet. So here, what to speak of bathing in the river Yamuna? It is said in Shastras, even if one thinks of bathing, or even if one desires to bathe in Yamuna, then he is relieved from all these sins. Like that it is mentioned. So, next one. So the real purpose of becoming a devotee of Goddess Yamuna. So because we are all devotees, we have to think in that angle. Why we want to become a devotee of Yamuna Devi? Okay. Actually, she is very dear to Krishna, and she is a very close associate of Krishna, great devotee, and she is only she is taking part in his pastimes, as well as she is facilitating all the pastimes to take place. So that is why we, particularly ISKCON devotees, we want to become a devotee of Yamuna Devi. Then how I'll change?
Just page.
So why the banks of river Yamuna, yeah, are considered holy? That we'll see. Actually, not only the river Yamuna, even the banks of river Yamuna are considered very holy. Why? Because all the Krishna's pastimes, they are unfolding here. They were unfolded and they will be unfolding on their banks only. That is why Yamuna's banks are holy. So in this material world, we see there are so many banks, where we deposit our money, where we invest, and these banks, they give some interest and all this we see. And some banks, they properly give the interest and all, and some banks, they collapse any moment, like we have seen in the past also. And but these banks, anyhow, all these material banks, if you see, they are causes of misery only. But these banks of Yamuna, they are just opposite. They give only happiness and no miseries at all. And we need not be worried. How much ever we invest, we are going to invest devotion only. Even if you invest a small quantity of your devotion, that is going to give us so many types of benefit, and it is going to be permanent deposit. No one is going to touch that one. In our account, it will be there only. And these banks are not going to collapse also. So no anxieties, no worries. And next, how our acharyas glorify Yamuna Devi from the scriptures and from Prabhupada, how he is glorifying, like that we'll see. So in the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, while mentioning the 64 types of limbs of devotional services, the 5 important things he is mentioning as the Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavata Shravana, Nama Kirtana, and Mathura Vasa, and Preeti Purvaka Srimurtira Seva, like that he is mentioning. So he is not forgetting about Mathura. That means he is indirectly mentioning about Yamuna Devi only. So while Prabhupada, when he is commenting about this, what he says about Yamuna Devi, what Prabhupada is saying, even if a non-devotee enters into the Brajamandala area where Yamuna Nadi flows, he will feel at least some transcendental bliss, like that Prabhupada is mentioning, because of Yamuna river only. And when Rupa Goswami, whenever he thinks of Krishna, what comes in his mind is Krishna standing on the banks of the river or in the river Yamuna, on the banks of river Yamuna, and surrounded by so many kadamba trees and so many varieties of flowers and the birds chirping. So like that only the picture comes in Rupa Goswami's mind. So that is why he profusely glorifies Yamuna Devi in his Yamuna Ashtakam also. So I am not going in detail because time will not be there. What he says is Yamuna Devi, even the sight of Yamuna Devi, with the sight of Yamuna Devi, all the most sinful persons also can cross this samsara sagara. Like that, Rupa Goswami is mentioning. Next one, in Srimad Bhagavatam, while dealing with the Parikshit Maharaja, that is when he is hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, the moment he got cursed, when he comes to know about the curse of Shringi, that Samika Muni's son, he immediately leaves his kingdom, family, all these opulences, everything, and he is proceeding towards a river bank. So, while mentioning about that, Prabhupada is quoting Jiva Goswami's comment about this. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, he says that any person who is having very less time in his hand, only 7 days he is going to live. So, from the geographical point of view also, Jiva, uh, Jiva Goswami, he is quoting that a person, no, he will not try to go for a long distance to reach Ganga river, but rather this Delhi, Hastinapur is Yamuna river is only close to Hastinapura. So this Parikshit Maharaj, he must have gone to Yamuna river only. That way he is mentioned. So that Prabhupada is quoting here, because he is not having time for traveling towards Ganga and all. Then next is why this Yamuna is considered more sacred than Ganga. That we see, as I said earlier, Ganga by any means, she is not an ordinary river. She is also transcendental only. She also flows in the Goloka Vrindavana. She is emanating from the Lord's lotus feet. Everything is there. She is also worshipable deity only. But why Yamuna, according to from devotees' point of view, from the Vrajavasis' point of view, we are glorifying Yamuna more than Ganga. So for that, what reasons Prabhupada is giving? He is saying she is more directly connected to Krishna than the Ganga river, and she is intimately connected to Krishna also. And actually, if you see, from when Krishna descended to this material world, from the day one of his arrival, Yamuna Devi is in contact with Krishna only. Almost every day, he has performed pastimes in her banks or in the river only. So that way he is saying intimately and frequently connected with Lord than the Ganga river. Like that he is saying. And in the Varaha Purana, not only that, when on the first day, what happens, Vasudeva is carrying baby Krishna on his head, and he is passing through this Yamuna river. So that time, two versions they say, the baby Krishna, he fell into the river and he touched the waters of Yamuna. That way, she was very forcefully flowing before. But the moment Krishna touched her waters, she became very calm and quiet. Like that, one version they are saying. The other version, Yamuna herself with her tides, she is climbing like racing, and she is touching the lotus feet of Krishna. Anyhow, Krishna's lotus feet touched the waters of Yamuna, and she became purified, and she became very calm and quiet, like that they say. So this way, she started her intimate connection with Krishna from day one onwards. And in the Varaha Purana, it is mentioned that Jiva Goswami, he is saying that the water of Ganges, when purified 100 times, that is only Yamuna. Like that, Jiva Goswami is saying. And he is saying both are transcendental because both are Amartyas, that means they are immortals. Like that, he is saying. But Yamuna is more sanctified because she has more frequent and intimate connection with Krishna, like that. Next one. So different pastimes, as I said, in all the three stages, like in the Kaumara stage, Pauganda stage, and in Kaishora stage, Krishna performed various pastimes. So in the Kaumara stage, when below 5 years, that time he used to go to, along with other Gopa Balakas, he used to go to the river and drink the nectarian sweet water of Yamuna. He used to bathe with other boys and all, play, everything he performed there. And in the Pauganda stage, he carried out so many picnics with other Gopa boys, and this Brahma Vimokana Lila, then Kaliya pastimes. Everything happened in the Pauganda age. Then in the Kaishora age, along with other gopis, the Rasalila, and Nauka Vihara, that is the boating pastimes, then Jalakeli, Jalakrida, like the water sports, everything he performs in the rivers of Yamuna. This is the for Pauganda age. Next one is this the Kaishora age with other gopis. Now again, why from some other reasons why Yamuna is superior to Ganga, that also we'll see. And actually, once this Ganga river, she herself is requesting Yamuna Devi, because seeing Krishna performing so many pastimes every day in the river Yamuna, and Ganga also wanted to have Krishna's pastimes in her rivers. So she is pleading Yamuna, you recommend my name to Krishna, like that. So Krishna also accepted the request, and he is manifesting that Manasi Ganga in that Govardhan hill area, and there also he performed some pastimes. And when Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also that time also he remembered Ganga's request. So in his young age, he also performed many leelas in Ganga river. One time there was some controversy going on around some 500 years before, during the Mughal Emperor Akbar's period. Like, which river is superior, either whether Ganga or Yamuna, like that. And these Rajput kings, they were all, who were all Kshatriya kings, they were supporting the river Ganga only. And in Agra, there ensued a big debate over this one. So that time, this Emperor Akbar from Delhi, for some other reason, he came to Agra. So he was also very much interested to know the result. And because we know he was very much supporting the Goswamis of Vrindavan and all. So from our Gaudiya Sampradaya side, Jiva Goswami, he participated in that debate. Actually, he, what the reasons we have said before, he put forward all those reasons, and above all that, what he says, even though both are emanating, Ganga is also emanating from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna only, but the main reason is what he is putting forward is that Yamuna is directly the consort of Krishna. So that is why Yamuna is superior to Ganga. That way he has proved the supremacy of Yamuna, and his side only won the debate. So Akbar became very happy. So he wanted to offer Jiva Goswami with some gift and all. So, but when he asked Jiva Goswami what do you want, like that, Jiva Goswami, he thought for a moment, and some strange gift only he asked. He asked for very nice quality writing paper. So no one would imagine that from Emperor, only a small gift he is asking. But to know Kaliva people, what type of this generation people, they would think what type of gift to ask from an emperor, like that we would think. But the reason is, in those times they were using only the palm leaves and all, and with some needle type tools, they have to write on the palm leaves. And this good quality white paper, it was available only to royalty, only for the royal order, the paper was available. And the process was also very tedious, very laborious. So he asked for this type of gift. So immediately Akbar ordered to bring some paper and all. But he was not satisfied. No, you have to ask some more thing from me, like that. He insisted. Then what Jiva Goswami is asking, because he is an emperor, he is requesting Akbar to pass a decree that no kings or no queens or nobody could enter and hunt animals in the Brajamandala area. That way you have to pass only 3 like that. He is requesting, and Akbar immediately he passed that one. So now let us see how Yamuna Devi is serving Krishna. So as a river, we know in Shanta Rasa, Shanta Bhava, she is exchanging the loving relationship with Krishna. So not only Yamuna, it is said that there are so many small rivers and streams in the Vrindavan area. So it is said that whenever Krishna is playing on his flute, what happens? The rivers, those who are flowing downwards, when they are downstream, but Krishna is playing the flute in the upstream, these rivers, they start to flow in the opposite direction. So no, this no physical laws and all can control the movement of the rivers and all, because they all know they are all transcendental. They have that consciousness, everything. So, and it is described by Sukadeva Goswami that he is describing that the waves of Yamuna, they are nothing but the arms of Yamuna, which each and every wave, that means with her arm, she is trying to embrace Krishna, and Krishna is also reciprocating. Like that, Sukadeva Goswami is telling. And yeah, when he plays on his flute further, what will happen? For some more time, all these rivers, particularly Yamuna, she will become, she will come to the samadhi stages. That means going into the trance. There is no movement, nothing, like a still rock, like she will stand. Like that it is said. So this is, she is exchanging in Shanta Rasa. Now, as a wife, we know Madhurya Rasa, and in Dasi Rasas, she is exchanging loving relationship. And it is said that we know all the queens of Krishna, they begot 10 children each. No? Here, as a river person, that is Kalindi, she marries Krishna and she begets 10 children. The names of the children are given in Krishna book. I just read. Shruta, Kavi, Vrusha, Veera, Subahu, Bhadra, Santi, Darsha, Purnamasa, and the youngest one is Somaka. So like that it is mentioned. So next one, so even Krishna, when appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was always in Vrindavan consciousness and Yamuna consciousness only. So for that, several incidents are given. So I have picked up only 2-3 incidents. So it is said that as per Sachi Mata's instruction, after he took sannyasa, she is requesting you should not go to Vrindavan, rather you should stay nearby, that is in Jagannath Puri only. Like that, she is asking. And Mahaprabhu also had to accept that request. So that time, whenever, but his consciousness was always with Vrindavan and Yamuna only. So whenever he sees some water bodies, he thinks that to be Yamuna, and immediately he would jump into that. Whether it is a pond or ocean, he immediately jumps into that one. So because he remembers that Jalakeli, or that water sports of Krishna he performed with other gopis and all. That is why he is jumping like that. So once what happened, he was in Jagannath Puri. It was some spring. It was on a full moon day. It is. So that time he was strolling on the banks of the seashore, like that. So seeing that glittering moon's sunshine, that is making the waves very beautiful. So what he thought, he remembered that the Jalakeli of Krishna in Vrindavan, he jumped into this ocean only, that is Samudra, sea only. So, and he lost his completely he was involved in that Yamuna conscious only, and his body became like he was flat and he was floating on the ocean. And it is said that sometimes he was seen above the waves and sometimes below the waves. For a long time it happened. There was no sign of whether he's alive or not. No one knew that. But since it is ocean, that the tides took him very far away, around some 36 kilometers like that. Near Konark temple, he is from, he was strolling in Puri, but around 36 kilometers distance, the waves took him. And there, near Konark temple, one fisherman was spreading his net and all. So in that he got caught, Mahaprabhu. That person thought that it is a very big fish, like that he was trying with his full force, like shark or something like that he thought, and he was with very great difficulty he pulled the net. But finally he came to know it is not a fish, but it is Mahaprabhu, like that. So yeah, the distance they are saying 36 kilometers, distance between Puri and Konark. Then here in Jagannath Puri, in the meantime, other associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were searching for Mahaprabhu. He was not found anywhere near. And then finally they started searching, and for so many hours later they found Mahaprabhu near the Konark temple, like that. And the moment the fisherman he touched the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is said that the same ecstatic feel even that fisherman also got. He never in his life chanted the Maha Mantra before, but the moment he touched Mahaprabhu's body, he started to sing and dance and chant this Maha Mantra and all. So he also went to that ecstatic state. Then meanwhile, the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar Prabhu and all, they appeared, and it took long time for Mahaprabhu to come out of that Yamuna consciousness, like that it is mentioned. And there is another thing. We know Mahaprabhu got initiation in a place called Katua in Radha Desh, and they were about to come back along with Nityananda Prabhu and all. So while coming back, he was asking Nityananda Prabhu, where is Yamuna? Where is Yamuna? Like that he was asking. But Nityananda Prabhu, he knew very well about his ecstatic state. When he sees Yamuna, he will definitely go. He is going to lose his consciousness only. So what he was, he purposely. Hare Krishna. I think someone has to mute.
Mataji?
Okay. So he purposefully misdirected Mahaprabhu that showing the Ganga river, they are telling this is only Yamuna, like that. So the moment he saw that Yamuna river, he started to recite so many verses. So it is this particular verse, it is said, is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, that this is very important, like that they have mentioned. So the verse which is considered important by the by Mahaprabhu, then definitely the verse should be important to us also. So whenever we want to take bath in Yamuna, it is advised to recite this verse before entering into the river. So let us all recite this verse. Chidananda Bhano Sadananda Suno Paraprema Patri Drava Brahma Gatri Aghanam Lavitri Jagatshema Datri Kavitri Kriyano Vapurnetra 2, 3. The meaning is very clear. So it is mentioned, O river Yamuna, you are the blissful spiritual water that gives love to the son Nanda Maharaja. Then you are same as water of spiritual world, for you can vanquish all our offenses and the sinful reactions incurred in life. Aga means the sinful. Aga means sins. So that's why Agasura is sinful Asura. Lavitri means Lavitram is the sickle. With that, she is cutting our reactions, sinful reactions. So you are the creator of all auspicious things for the world. O daughter of the sun god, Mitra Putri. So Mitra is Surya Deva's another name. Mitra Putri, Banu Putri, all these refer to Yamuna Devi only. Kindly purify us by your pious activities. So this is not the only incident. When Mahaprabhu went to South India, that time also, after seeing the river Godavari, he again jumped into it. It is mentioned. And once he went to this Allahabad, Prayag. So that time also, along with some devotees, he was actually traveling in a boat in that. He had to cross that river. So that time, seeing that Yamuna river, he became very, very ecstatic. So Vallabha Bhatta, he was accompanying him. So he jumps into this river. So in Prayag and all, we can imagine how much forceful, the water waves are very forceful. With high currents will be there. So again, they all, with whoever were traveling there, they pulled him out with great difficulty. But still, he was in that ecstatic state only. Even after he boarded the boat, that time also he started dancing. It is, Mahaprabhu's gigantic body. He was 7 feet tall and all. So with that great body, he started dancing on the boat. So the waters from the river, they were trying to enter the boat, and again they had to all with great difficulty. They have to control him, so restrain him. And so after that, it is said that he stayed in that Allahabad area for 10 days, and every day he took bath in the river Yamuna, like that it is said. So Mahaprabhu gave so much significance to Yamuna. So being Gaudiya Vaishnavas, what is important for Mahaprabhu is important to us also. That we have to know. So now we'll see her actual identity, how she manifested the spiritual world and how she came to this material world. Now it is story time. Okay. Actually, there are two versions. The first version, according to the first version, we all know Krishna, he expands himself as into Radharani, and he expands himself as Balram also. And Radharani, she again expands into Lakshmi Devi and all Ashtasakis and all the gopis. Similarly, Krishna expands himself into all the gopas. So once in a spiritual world, there was Rasa Leela going on. So many millions of gopis along with Krishna and Radha Maya, they were all performing the Rasa Leela. So since they were doing for a long time, what happened? Everyone started sweating. So that sweat, that water, got collected, and pond is formed. So it is not like the sweating of this material world. So the sweating of this material world is just the opposite of that of spiritual world, sweating only. Here, if someone sweats, how bad smell comes. Those who are from Bombay, they know it better. If you travel in the locals, you know, those who had that opportunity, they knew it very well. But the sweat in the spiritual world, it started smelling very nicely. Fragrant smell spread everywhere. And Radharani, she wanted that smell to spread throughout the Vaikuntha planets and throughout Goloka Vrindavana, like that. And she is requesting actually Krishna. Actually, the word sweat also, it is coming from the Sanskrit word only. Svedakam, Svedaha is for sweat. Svedakam is sweater. So from that only the word sweat also has arrived. Now she is requesting Krishna, I want this water to go to flow. Let the pond become a river. Let it flow throughout the Vaikuntha planets, like that. She is requesting, and Krishna is also fulfilling that way. So that is how the river Yamuna is formed. This is one version, and it gives pleasure to everyone in the Vaikuntha planets. Then when it was time for Krishna to appear in the material world, Krishna is requesting Radharani also to accompany him. So that time Radharani, this we know in the Krishna book and all we have read. So, but Radharani is demanding three things from the Goloka Vrindavana. That is the Yamuna river and all the vanas, all the 12 vanas from the spiritual world and the Govardhana hill. So Krishna fulfills her desire. He, transfers some 84 square kilometer of land from the Goloka Vrindavana to this material world. So this is one version. So another version says that once Srimati Radharani, she was waiting for Lord Shri Krishna. But Krishna did not come. In the spiritual world it happened. But Krishna did not come only. He was, Radharani gets the news that Krishna is talking with some gopi, like that, in one kunja, like that. So Radharani becomes very angry. She herself goes there. But Krishna is posting that Sri Dama at the entrance of the kunja, and he was not allowing Radharani to go inside. So Radharani became very angry. But at that time, when this conversation was going between Sri Dama and Radharani, from inside, that gopi comes out. Her name is Vraja. So when she comes out, Radharani, she is, because of her anger, she started cursing her. That what she is saying, you will become a river, and further you will appear in the material world. Like that, she curses, and she left that place. And Viraja, that gopi, becomes very sad, and she goes inside again to meet Krishna. But that time, it is said that the Viraja, that the gopi had 7 sons, it seems. So all these 7 sons were making so much noise and all. So she becomes annoyed, and she is cursing her own sons. So what she is telling, you will all become water bodies. You will become 7 sons. You will become 7 oceans, like that, and you will go. You have to go to the material world, and till the dissolution of the dissolution time, you have to be there only. And meantime, you will not meet each other. Like that, she is cursing her own sons only. But after that, Krishna is convincing, because she was very upset. He is telling, okay, you go to the material world, no problem. Don't worry, I'll be there always with you, and I will marry you also. I will accept you as one of my wives. Like that, he is promising. So Viraja got relieved also. And it is said that Viraja is the expansion of So in the Ashtasakhis, we have Vishaka Devi. She expands herself as Viraja Devi, and Viraja Devi only, she is manifesting herself as Yamuna. Like that, this is another story. So anyhow, uh, since this Yamuna river, along with Ganga river, they together they come out of this spiritual world and they enter into this material world. So that story during that Vamana Avatara, when the Lord took, he appeared as Vamana Avatara, that time he measured the three worlds. So we know that the covering of this material world, so he touched with his left toe. So there was some crack in that one. So through that crack, these two rivers enter into the material world. That way, from here onwards, from Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. So the two waters first come to this Durvaloka. When we enter this material world, they reach the Durvaloka only. That means Dhruva Maharaja is only carrying both Yamuna and Ganga on his head. So then from Dhruva planet to Saptarishi Mandala, they are passing. And from the Saptarishi Mandala, it is said that through the waters of Yamuna and Ganga are transported to several planets of these heavenly planets and to this Brahmaloka. So Brahmaloka, it is actually situated on Sumeru mountains top only. So from that mountain, the rivers divide into four streams from four sides. In that, the stream that flow in the southern side, that is only coming to Bharatavarsha. They enter the Himalayan that mountains. Then Ganga is going to Himavat mountain, and there they are splitting, and Yamuna is going to Kalinda mountain. So that is why Ganga is called Himavati, you can say, and Yamuna is called as Kalindi because she is falling from Kalinda mountain. And it is said that the place where Yamuna appears on the Himalayas, that is Yamunotri, and the place where Ganga appears is called Gangotri. So we all, some devotees from ISKCON Bahrain, we went to these places, Gangotri and Yamunotri and all, few years before. We had an opportunity to take bath in Yamunotri and all. So what is said, Yamuna starts flowing then downwards and reaches a place called Bandarpunj. So Hanuman, after when he burnt Sri Lanka and all, so it is said that he came here and dipped his tail in the Yamuna water to extinguish the flames and all, like that it is mentioned. Then afterwards, she started to flow in the plains and all. Actually, when she is coming to the Kandava forest near Delhi area, which is near present Kurukshetra now. Then she is coming to Indraprastha that way. Then she is passing through the Vrajamandala area. So from Vrajamandala there are so many gods and all that we'll see later. And here, then what happens to Ganga? She goes to that from Himalayas. She also goes to flow in the southward directions. And at Prayag, she again meets with this Yamuna river. And Saraswati, from inside she is coming. So that is Triveni Sangamam. Then again this Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Saraswati is flowing only for a small distance only. Then they are parting ways again. And it is said that when the time comes to separate again this Yamuna and Ganga, there is an interesting conversation between this Yamuna and Ganga. Because now Yamuna has to go back to Goloka Vrindavana. But Ganga, she has to go pass through Padala Loka also. So they have to part ways. So that time Yamuna is telling this river Ganga, what she is saying, you are she is praising, you are such a great devotee. That way she is praising. Um, so when the Yamuna has to go back again to Goloka Vrindavan, that I said. But why she is Ganga is flowing to the lower planetary systems? Because her duty is to purify the residents of the Patala Loka also. So that is why. And so Yamuna is praising Ganga and she is telling, if I have done any mistake, you have to forgive me, that and all she is telling. Because perfect Vaishnava etiquette she is showing. And Ganga is also replying. She is that way praising Yamuna only. When we read the conversation, Ganga herself is praising Yamuna so much. So from that also we can come to know Yamuna is superior to Ganga like that. So now Yamuna river as Kalindi. That we'll see. This part is in Krishna book. So we all know once how she is taking her birth as a daughter of Vivaswan, Surya Putri she is. And it is said that Mitra Putri, Surya Putri, Banu Putri, these are all the other names of Kalindi. And it is said that Surya Deva had two wives. One is Sangya, other one is Chaya. So for Sangya, there are two children born. So one is Yama, other one is Yami. Yama is Dharmaraja, Yamadharmaraja, and Yami is Yamuna Devi. And it is said that Sangya, she could not bear the effulgence of Surya Devi Vivaswan. So when he approaches her, she closes her eyes. So because of his glaring effulgence. So Surya Deva becomes little bit annoyed and is cursing her like the son born of you. No, what he is going to tie everyone, everybody down to the world of death. Like that he is cursing. And but later he repents. Why I have to curse like that? Then he is giving a boon to her also. So you will beget one daughter also, and that daughter she will relieve everyone from the cycle of birth and death. Like that he is giving. So this way, both Yamuna and Yamaraj, they are devotees of the Lord only. So one is tying everyone to the world of death, other one is relieving. So though their duties are opposite, but they are great Vaishnavas. So from Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand that he is one of the 12 Maharajas, that Yamaraja. And he is, for a normal common man, he appears to be a very cruel person, tyrant, like that we would think. But actually, he is not taking any pleasure by, living, by subjecting everyone to so many sufferings and all. He is not a tyrant and all. He is actually doing his duty only. That we have to understand. And he is also doing service to Supreme Lord only. There is a saying in Sanskrit, Yamasya Karuna Nasti. Like that, there is a saying. He has no mercy only. That way. But actually, he is doing the duty only. So actually, Yamuna's service is to liberate those conditioned souls from the cycle of birth and death. So ultimately, both are in one purpose only. That is serving the Supreme Lord, serving the Krishna's lotus feet only. Now, even this Yamaraja comes to Yamunotri once and he performs some sacrifices and all, the penances. He undergoes some penances and he became very much pleased. And he is asking his sister to ask for some boon. So that time, he is saying that Yamuna is saying, I request you to please liberate everyone. Like that, Yamuna is requesting. So for that, Yamaraj, what he says, whoever is bathing in you, anywhere in your waters, they will be exempted from the touch of my associates. So that is why, so when we saw the benefits of bathing, I said no, that point. He is because of the Yamaraja's boon only, we are getting relief from our sins and all. He is promising, I will not touch them, whoever is bathing in your waters. Like that, he is promising. So both Yamaraja and Yamuna Devi, it is said they are dark in complexion, it seems. So for that also there is a story why Yamuna Devi, that waters are dark like that. It is said that after Daksha's that yajna, Sati, she sacrificed her body, you know, and that time Lord Shiva, you know, he was in so much viraha. So that time this Kamadeva, he came and he starts to pacify him and he releases his arrows on Lord Shiva. So because of that, and he became very dark in complexion, Lord Shiva. And notwithstanding the viraha, he jumps into the water of Yamuna. So that color of Lord Shiva came to the waters of Yamuna. So that is why Yamuna river became dark in complexion. This is one story. And in any case, we have to know that both Yamaraj and Yamuna, they are great personalities and they have counterparts also. As he said, Vishaka Devi is counterpart actually of Yamuna. She is fair in complexion, and Yamaraja, his counterpart is Dharmaraja. He is fair in complexion. That way. Okay, next one. How this Kalindi is getting married to Lord Shri Krishna. This is also from Krishna book only. So once this Kalindi, the daughter of Vivaswan, he says to his father, her father, that I have to marry only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vivaswan tries to convince her, see, you are an ordinary girl, but he is a Supreme Lord, how you can marry? Like that. First he is, dissuades her, but she was firm in her determination. So finally, Vivaswan, he creates one mansion within the waters of Yamuna, and Yamuna Devi, this Kalindi, started to stay there only, and she is waiting for Krishna's arrival for so many thousands of years. It is said that even before Krishna's appearance, she came here, and when he was performing pastimes in the Vrindavana, Dwaraka, all these times she was waiting for him only. Then later, along with Arjuna, Krishna comes there once. They saw one young maiden strolling over the banks of Yamuna. So Arjuna, Krishna is sending Arjuna go and talk to find out her whereabouts and all. So that time, after seeing Arjuna, she immediately comes to know Arjuna is very great devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. So here also she is showing us the way. To approach Krishna means we have to approach through a pure devotee only. So she is requesting Arjuna, please act on my behalf. You please put a word on my behalf to Krishna that I want to surrender to his lotus feet like that. So Arjuna conveys this message and Krishna also accepts her immediately. And they are again driving back to Hastinapur, and from there they are going to Dwaraka, and Krishna marries her. So this everything from Krishna book. And she becomes one of the Ashta Mahishis. So 8 principal queens are there for Krishna. She is one of them. Next one. So we'll come to the last part. So it is said that there are 24 important gods on the bank of river Yamuna. Even the recitation of these names, by recitation of these names, we get purified. So let us recite together. First one, Avimukta, Adiruda, Rukya Tirtha, Prayara Tirtha, Kala Tirtha, Tinduka, Surya Tirtha, Pataswami, Durga Gata, Durva Gata, Rishi Tirtha, Moksha Tirtha, Bodha Tirtha, and Gokarna, Krishna Ganga, Vaikunta, Asikunda, Chatuhu, Samudrika Pupa, Akrura Tirtha, Yajnika Vipra Atana, Kubja Kupa, Rangasthala, Manchasthala, Malla Yuddhasthana, and Dasashwamedha Gata. So like that, 24 gods are there. So it is said that when the Yamuna river enters the Vrajamandala, so the first god, no, it is not one of these 24, but the first god is Ram god. About this Ram god, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is that Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna. So in that song, he is mentioning about this Rama god. So this Ram is not the Ramachandra Murti, but he is Balram. This god is about Balram only. So this is the place where Balramji performed Rasalila. One who has studied Krishna book, they knew this one. So here it is said that when Krishna and Balrama left Vrindavana, so the residents of Vrindavana, they felt very much great separation from Krishna. So they waited for so many years, but after that, after a long time, Krishna is sending Balrama, to pacify the residents of Vrindavana. Balrama also comes there. He tries to pacify them, but he could not pacify them. So he stays there for nearly 4 months. So that time, one Leela he performs that we'll see. It was a spring season, it seems, and so that is Chaitra, Vaishakha. That month, April, May. In that month, is staying there. So he performed Rasa Leela. So the gopis who were performing with him were not the gopis who performed Rasa Leela with Krishna. That we have to remember, like that the Acharyas are telling. This set of gopis are different from Krishna's gopis, like that. So this ghat is in the northern part of the Vrajamandala. So the first ghat it is. So when Varuna Deva is observing that Balrama is performing pastimes and all, he wants to serve the Lord. So what he is doing, he is sending his daughter Varuni. So that Varuni drink we prepared, I think, few days before during Balram Jayanti and all. Nice drink it was. So in the form of Varuni, he is sending that liquid. So that is like a honey, like it started oozing from the hollows of the trees and all. So his daughter appears in the form of Varuni liquid only. So along with other gopis, Balram, he tastes that nectar, and they all become so much excited and all, and captivated by the taste and all. So that time, when he goes to some ecstatic state, and in that intoxicated so much, he's calling out the name of Yamuna. But Yamuna, thinking to be, well, someone is intoxicated, and he is calling out my name in that inebriated condition, so I should not go. That way Yamuna is thinking. So, but Balramji, he becomes angry. So what he does with his flow, he is scratching on the ground and started pulling the river itself. So that time this Ram god was little bit inside from Yamuna, like that it is mentioned. But once he started scratching and pulling the river, then the Yamuna waters divided into so many small streams and came running towards him, like that it is mentioned. She personally also appears in front of Balramji, and she asks for forgiveness, like that it is mentioned. So because he pulled, attracted the river towards him, this Leela is called Yamuna Karshana Leela. Yamuna plus Akarshana, Yamuna Karshana Leela. Like that it is described in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, still today, there is a temple of Balramji near that place, and there is a banyan tree also, it is said. And that tree is known to be a friend of Balram. Like that it is mentioned. Even in the Savatara Stotra, Srila Jayadeva Goswami is also mentioning the Vagasi Gopasi Vishade Vasanam Jaladabam Alarati Biti Milita Yamunabam Keshavadruta Haladara Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare. So Haladara means Baldev only, Balram only. He is mentioning about this Yamuna Krishna Leela. And he said that even Nityananda Prabhu also came here once and during his tour to Brajamandala, and he also attained the same ecstasy of this Balram. So like that it is mentioned. So next one is the last one. I am finishing here. Next ghat is Cheer Ghat. So after the Ram Ghat, next ghat in the rivers of Yamuna, in the banks of the Yamuna is the Cheer Ghat. In Telugu also we say Cheer. Cheera means sari. So here only Lord Krishna performed stealing the clothes of the gopis. That pastime, like that they are saying. Sitting on a branch of a tree, Krishna has performed the stealing of the clothes of gopis, like that. So why? No, this is actually a most misunderstood pastime. Common man, they understand it in a wrong way only. So what they are saying, why Krishna had to steal the clothes like that? Actually, he is fulfilling the wishes of the gopis only. The gopis were very young at that time. Even Krishna was very young, some 6-7 years, maybe not more than that, 8 years maybe. And so they all prayed to Katyayani Devi. So that Katyayani Devi temple is also there, it seems now. And is the another form of Durga Devi. They are all praying this way. Please give us Lord Krishna as our husband. And because they prayed like that, Krishna fulfilled their desire. In this particular day, like that, they are mentioned. Now, this is also in the northern side of the Brajamandala, like that. But when we ask the local people, no, they say she got somewhere inside Vrindavana, like that. They are thinking, but that is not the place where the stealing of the clothes of gopis happened. Our acharyas clearly mentioned this is the place where the stealing of the clothes happened, like that. So this way, if you see Yamuna Devi, she was not just a passive spectator. She, actively participated in all the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. And she was an active participant, and she plays an important role in facilitating all these pastimes and nourishing these intimate pastimes also. So with this, we'll come to the end of the session. And before finishing, I want to mention that one landmark declaration. So this is the picture for Yamuna Krishna Leela. You can see below Balram is scratching on the earth and Yamuna Devi is appearing. And this is the stealing the clothes of the young gopis sitting on the branch of the tree. There was a landmark verdict passed by Uttarakhand High Court in the year, I just read that one, on 21st March 2017, the Uttarakhand High Court declared that the river Ganga and the river Yamuna as living entities. So they are declaring like this. And the court has bestowed on them the same rights as a living person. Like that, they have declared. Yeah, they are living person. That we devotees, we know they are transcendental, they are immortal, like that. So the government itself is, the court itself is declaring that. And with this, I end this lecture. if I have committed any mistakes, you are welcome to correct me, and any suggestions or comments you can share. And before finishing, I once again thank all the senior Matajis and advice Rajapaya Sati Mataji and Sushmita Sati Mataji and Rukmini Matajis, all the Matajis for giving me this wonderful opportunity, because I take this as opportunity for purifying myself, and I thank Ilakia and Prasanna Padmavati Mataji and my Prabhuji, Shashwat Kotnath Prabhuji, for helping me in preparing these PowerPoints and all. Thank you one and all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It was a very enlightening class, Mataji. I didn't know the history of Yamuna Devi, so thank you so much. It was very nice. Very, very nice. Manjari Raga Mataji has raised her hand to say something. Please say it, Manjari.
Haribol, Kalpataru Mataji.
You can,
Very enlightening class.
1 minute. 1 minute, Manjari. Mataji, you can stop the share.
Oh, okay. Sorry.